Hi, well, it's great to be online with Gareth. Gareth, it's great to see you. Tracy's at work, I know, but it's great to see you, and great to be able to interview you. Um, and I always start out by asking how things have been during lockdown. So tell us about how things have been for you and Tracy during this time.
Yes, it's been good on the whole. It's been fine. Initially, it was a little bit tricky because Tracy had coronavirus for a short while, right near the start of the pandemic, but so April way. So she was off work for a week, and that meant I had to quarantine for 2 weeks. But I didn't get it, and Tracy's fully recovered, so that's the important thing. Since then, she's been back at work all the time. She's at work today, as you just mentioned. Um, she works at Wintershaw Hospital as a medical secretary, and the work. I mean, there wasn't so much to do around COVID because everyone was very focused on the COVID situation. But now that the other clinics are getting going again, then she's got an awful lot more work to do. So she's very well occupied now, that's for sure. Myself, I'm a brass music instrumental teacher in schools, but not at the moment because it's school holidays now anyway, which is what I'm doing sat here, and B, because all the teaching from the middle of March was online. And so when the schools shut with 2 days to go, I had an awful lot to get to know in a very short space of time. I now teach over 4 different platforms during the week and teach about 50 pupils each week. So I've had plenty to do, that's for sure.
How does teaching a musical instrument work online?
How does it work online? Well, I mean, obviously, certain things are slightly different in the sense that you've got a time lag. So you can't play duets or anything like that online. So things are a little different. It's worked out well in a lot of ways because the pupils have had to be sort of well organised, get themselves all set up, and things like if you want them to keep the beat, you can't count for them at your end because it will come out all completely differently at the wrong time, their end. So a number of them had to get metronome apps on their phones and things like that. Or if they want to do anything with a backing track, they have to set it up at their end because it's useless coming from my end. So there's been a few little things like that. And I've sort of realized if I did count a pupil in, say 1, 2, 3, 4, and then they start playing, I have to allow an extra beat before I hear them play. So there's been a few little things like that has been quite interesting. And obviously the problems that we can have technologically now and again, where things not working, we have to reschedule a few lessons now and again, and that sort of thing. One or two have forgotten. There's been one or two have overslept. That's happened. In fact, there was one who was so busy watching a Joe Wicks fitness video, they forgot to come to the lesson. I even had one who the best excuse for missing his lesson. They're having repairs done at their house, and his he used to practice his trumpet in an attic room, and they're having the stairs replaced. And they were using ladders to get up, and the builders took the ladders away, and his trumpet was still up in the attic, so he couldn't get it. That's one of the best excuses I've heard for not having a music lesson, but we had it the following day. It was fine. So there's all sorts of challenges, but it's been very interesting. I think I've learned a lot through it as well.
Yeah.
But it's been good. It takes its toll though, because you're on your own. Been very grateful for the support of my dog Henry down here. He's been great to have as company when I've been doing all this, and that's been really good. He's loved having me home as well because not being on his own at all, he's been with somebody that's been great. So there's been good things, and obviously challenges as well. Yeah,
Brilliant. And lots of challenges, lots of change, and a few weeks ago you and I had a long chat, and change is a big thing that's happening, and you've sadly for us, you've decided that it's time to move on and to sell a house and to move. So we're losing you, which is a massive blow for us, understandable, but tell us about what's happening and what led to this.
Right. Well, I think for all of us, lockdown has provided us with time to really think and reflect on where we're at and what we're doing and so on. Certainly for me, without, I mean, as well as the church ministry that hasn't been happening for me, but also I play in 2 orchestras and no rehearsals or concerts or anything like that. So it's given me a lot more free evenings. And I think Tracy and myself would definitely say we've grown close together as a couple during this time, I would say. And we've had, you know, a lot of time to chat and pray and think and listen to God as to where we should be going and what we should be doing. And we feel it's the right time to move on now. Yes, we've, however, a friend of mine called Neil, who I knew from a previous church, which is Altrincham Baptist Church, before I came to St Chad's, and he's started a church plant down in Northwich, which is an offshoot of Knutsford Methodist Church. He's been going for about 2 years, and we felt that God's leading to go there, and we're looking when we can to purchase a house in the Northwich area once we've found a buyer for our house here in Handforth. And we really feel it's the right thing to do. We feel a real peace about it. And it's very exciting too, because it's only 2 years old, so it's still very much in its infancy. There's a fair bit of Acts 2 about it in a way, I suppose, in a sense that it's called Zach's House Kingdom Community. And we're looking forward to it. One of the strangest things, though, is actually we're taking a bit of a leap of faith in a way, because we haven't actually been to one of their services yet, because it's all been online, of course. Yeah. So we'll have that to look forward to as well. But we do really feel it's the right thing, and it's a new sort of adventure for us in the Lord. And I really think this is going to be something very special for us.
When we were chatting earlier, you mentioned that there's a particular ministry that Tracy feels quite drawn to as well, that church is involved with. Tell us about that.
Yes, they have a ministry called a centre called Hope 52, and it's they do quite a lot of with people with mental health issues, and Tracy feels quite drawn to that, and that's something that she's really looking forward to helping out with. It's something she really feels she can get involved in. So it'd be really nice to see Tracy really find her feet there. I mean, I'll find. I know I'll find some music somewhere, but there are other things too, I'm sure, as well. It's a real case of we're going with open hearts and open minds, and we're just going to see what God wants to do with us, really. Which is a very interesting thing. Just and see what happens, really.
Well, I mean, I hope that we can have a proper thank you and farewell when we do eventually get back into St Chad's and can all be there to say thank you. Because you've been at St Chad's for 12 years or so, more?
I think it's 13, yes.
Yeah. And you've been hugely important to us as a church family, both of you, and particularly, obviously, your music ministry, Gareth, has sustained us, and we are so grateful. So it's a big blow for us, really, in one way, that you're both going. We recognise that it's in the Lord's timing, and this obviously feels right, and is, obviously is what God wants. And so you obviously go with all our blessings and prayers, and we want to say a huge thank you for everything that you've done for us. And as I say, I hope we will do that properly in St Chad's. But whilst you're on this Zoom, I want to say a big thank you to you both, and that people in church would be saying exactly the same as well. So thank you to you. And it does sound very exciting what you're going to be involved with, and we'll be praying for you. And obviously, moving in this climate is an odd thing, and will happen at some stage. What about work? Is work changing as well?
We're going to keep work where we are at the moment. See where we are. I mean, Tracy's very happy with where she is. She's got a good team of people around her, and I'm happy where I am. I mean, the roads to Northwich are pretty good actually these days, so it's not too bad a commute to Macclesfield for me and to Wintershire Hospital for Tracy. So so for the moment we're going to stay where we are and take it from there. But that's what we're looking to do. I mean, one song that's has really just shared is one song that's really been well blessed me over the years, but particularly now has been When the Music Fades and All Is Away, and I Simply Come. And that's been very much what's happened for me at the moment. I'm not doing a great deal of music at the minute, apart from a few videos for St. Chad's, of course, which is nice to do, help you out there. It's a song that really means a lot, has done for many, many years. If I get things out of sync at all the music I do, just to remember, when the music fades, sometimes I've said to myself, Gareth, what are you playing at? What's so important here? When the music fades, all is stripped away, and I simply come.
Yeah.
And the heart of worship is all about Jesus.
Yeah.
And I think when you look at how, well, we don't know when we're going to be back with churches generally at the moment, and we won't be singing straight away. And so, in a sense, the music has faded from our churches.
Yeah.
In a way, and so it's a time of looking to the heart of worship, looking deep. God is looking into our hearts, and looking deeper into that. And so that's more than music. That's more than singing. So if I was one thing I'd say to you and all of us really is that we just got to look deeper into God's heart and let Him look deep into ours. Yeah. And we're coming back to the heart of worship, and it's all about Jesus. Absolutely. And remember that I know. And one thing, when I do leave anywhere in any situation, I do like to hand on to people, and I realise that in one sense I'm not doing that here, and it's a great shame. But the Lord will provide. I do remember when I first came to St. Chad's, Paul and Alison Reynolds left soon after I came. Alison was in charge of the music, and I arrived 6 months before they left. They didn't know it at the time. It all happened very quickly. And then I found myself in charge of the music at St. Chad's. So things can happen. And obviously, the timing, we don't know when the timing is going to be that music ministry gets back at all. Whenever that happens at St. Chad's, it's not going to be straight away. No. There is a time for that person to come in as part of the fellowship or whatever happens. So we're all doing a lot of thinking outside the box at the minute, aren't we? And in all sorts of areas. And I guess there's going to be a bit of that as well. Yeah. But I really hope and pray that that I'm sure you will find your way very much in music ministry here at St. Chad's. And thank you to the congregation for all your support and encouragement over the years very much. I really want to say that to you.
Well, you're very dear to us, and I hope you'll come back and visit us. And I know that you've offered to play the carols in the paddock still when that happens. We don't know if that will happen this year. But so we will still see you from time to time.
Absolutely.
Lovely. And we wish you all the very best. And we know that the Lord's hand is in this, so I'm sure it will be wonderful. We can obviously be praying for you. Are there specific things that we can pray for you both as you go?
Yes. I mean, I think the most important thing, obviously, initially, finding a buyer for our house is one of the big things. And obviously going to the God is the right house in the Northwich area as well. That's a big thing. And as we all know, moving house can be quite an unsettling thing and a stressful thing. So pray for peace. I think that's the big thing, that we have peace about all that's going on, and that we remain in that place of peace throughout the whole process. I think they're the main things. And that we juggle everything that's got to be done, all the packing up and everything like that. And obviously, how long this is going to take, we don't know, but it's in God's time, not ours. Yeah. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. It's a little bit of a challenge sometimes, isn't it, that one? And but in all your ways, acknowledge Him, and He will keep make your paths straight. And so we're praying that and trying to do that as much as we can. And so it's pray for peace, certainly, and to hear God's leading. Very much.
Gareth, thank you, and once again, thank you so much for the many years of service you've given us in music, and just as a couple with us. You've been great. We'll be praying for you, and thank you for this interview, and hopefully we'll, as I say, we'll see you live in church at some stage to say a proper farewell. But and lots of love to Tracy. Sorry she couldn't be with us today, but love to her too. And God bless. And thank you so much.
Thanks very much.
Thanks.
Right. Yeah.